Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about things I wish I knew before my first solo trip. Y'all, I just came back from my solo trip. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch the vlog. But I definitely just want to talk about solo travel in general and things that I wish I knew, especially like traveling as a black woman. Y'all, it seems unseen, unheard of, but I promise you it's not. It's plenty of black women doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna start doing it. It's the best thing ever. It's like in the 80s, like literally it's so addicting. And I only been on one trip so far, so I'm gonna just be giving y'all a few things that I wish somebody would have told me. And yeah, y'all, I almost forgot to mention that I am doing a giveaway when I get 1,000 subscribers. So just make sure y'all are commenting, liking the videos, especially commenting. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will be doing a cash giveaway for y'all. I also will have a free itinerary link below for the trip that I just went on, and the details, the hotel I stayed in, the excursions I did. So you can go ahead and get started. You don't even gotta plan your first trip. You don't even gotta do no typing. Like, go to Mexico, y'all. Mexico is a great place to start solo traveling. So y'all check out the itinerary. This one's free. Can't promise all of them gonna be free, but this one is gonna be free. So y'all go check that out in the description. And yeah, let's get into the video. I know black moms and black families will just tell you like, oh, that's not safe, you're gonna get kidnapped, this, that, and the third. Like, it's just so much of a bad stigma around solo traveling as a woman. Like, it's not what you think. It's not always what you think. Y'all don't believe that. To get over your fear of solo travel is to realize that you're gonna either spend the rest of your life living in fear, not traveling, not going places, because you're waiting on other people to get the money. You're waiting on other people to somehow have time to align with what you want to do, and that is very unrealistic because it's not always gonna be able to happen for you that way. So getting over your fear of solo traveling is to finally start living and doing what you want to do and not letting nobody hold you back. And it literally builds so much independence within you. It builds so much confidence. It builds navigation skills. It just makes you feel like that girl, like you can do anything. If you can do a solo trip, you can do anything, and it's really not even that hard. So safe travels if you've already booked your solo trip, and go for it. If you're thinking about it, like literally go for it. That's the first tip. Go for it. That's what I wish I would have went when I was 18. I would have went when I was 21. I would have been left. I would have been with by myself if I knew solo traveling was gonna be this good. So the first thing I wish I knew is that when you're solo traveling, you're not going to feel alone. You're never going to feel alone. Because one thing about you being by yourself, people naturally gravitate towards you. They naturally want to spark up a conversation. If they see that you don't have nobody, like, everybody is pretty much in a good mood on vacation. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's super social. If you put yourself in this setting, I'm telling you, it's going to happen for you. Like, people are going to start talking to you. Like, I remember on my trip to Mexico, literally, I was walking past this girl and she said, "Did you do everything?" And I'm like, "Well, no, I didn't do this, I didn't do that." And she was just like, "Oh, we'll go with you," because it was like it was a dune buggy ride, and they were saying that you had to have somebody to go with you. Like, you couldn't go by yourself. So they ended up going with me, and those was my friends for the rest of the trip. It was a couple. It was a boy and a girl, and I ended up basically staying with them for the rest of the trip. We didn't even stay at the same hotel. We stayed in the same branch of hotels, but we didn't even stay at the hotel. But we ended up linking for the parties and everything. Like, we just connected just like that. Like, that was my second day, and I've made like a whole group of friends. I even met somebody at the airport that was going to the same place I was going. So you really it's just gonna happen for you. Like, I promise you, you're not going to be alone. Somebody's gonna ask you a question. Somebody's gonna try to talk to you. And if somebody doesn't, this is what you're gonna do. This is what I wish somebody told me. Ask random questions. So if you're not like the person if you're not a conversation starter, ask random questions. say, oh, was the food good at such and such? Like, let's say you're staying at a resort or something, and it's like they have all-inclusive food. Was the food good at this buffet? Was the food good at this restaurant? Like, how was it? Ask questions about something you know that y'all can relate on, or something that y'all know that is a common theme between y'all. Like, you could say something like, oh, the food was so good at such and such, or the view from this part of the hotel is so nice. Have you seen it? Like, oh my gosh, like, you got to open up. You got to smile at people. Smile. Put yourself in a position. If you see a bunch of people that look like they would be fun, go stand over there. Go and stand over there, even if you don't even say anything. Even if you just smile and say, hey. Literally, sometimes hey is all it takes. Or give somebody a compliment. Like, oh, I like your top. Like, I like your bathing suit. Like, you look cute. It literally, and then just go from there and see what the vibes is from there. Because me, I'm not even a social person, but somehow I always make friends everywhere I go when I'm by myself. Like, when I'm by myself, that's when I meet the most people. That's when I get the most genuine bonds ever. Like, every time I go on a trip, I have a best friend by the time I leave. Like, I have literally so many followers on Instagram from people that I met just being out solo. Not even just out of town, but yes, out of town, but even just, you know, around my city. I've met so many people solo. So yeah, you're never going to be alone. Y'all, the staff, when you're solo traveling, the staff basically gives you princess treatment. Like, they literally go above and beyond, especially the men. When they see you by yourself, they're like, oh, let me grab that bag for you. Let me pick this up for you. Like, it just like everybody's just overly sweet, overly positive. Like, I don't know, it's just like an energy you get when people, I don't know if they feel bad for you in a sense, or they just kind of just, oh yeah, right, so let me just be extra nice to you. Like, I love that. Like, that is something that's, I don't know, I just feel like the queen of vacation. Like, that is one of the perks of solo travel. Like, they gonna show you so much love. Like, I was literally sitting on the beach, this man was telling me how pretty I was. And I was like, thank you. Because, you know, like, sometimes people be selling stuff on the beach. I'm telling him, thank you, I'm being nice, you know. And he was like, did you need me to take your pictures? So he sat there, did a whole photo shoot with me. And took my pictures for free. Like, you get free stuff. I got a free jet ski ride. Like, that's a whole nother story, y'all. I got a free jet ski ride. Like, things are free. When you pretty and you a solo traveler, things just come naturally. Like, I'm telling you, staff, everybody just want to go out of their way to help you and make you feel comfortable. So that's one of the perks. Another thing I wish I knew before my first solo trip is that you are not always going to see your people. You're not always going to see your people when you're doing luxury things on your own. Especially if you're going to these nice hotels. There are going to be a lot of retired old white people. It's a common thing. One thing I will say is, a lot of the times our people be coming out during the weekend, because our people operate during the weekend. So book the trip during the weekend if you want to see a few more faces that look like yours. That is one thing I will say. But honestly, you just got to get used to not seeing your people. And if that is going to be a big problem for you, I would say find out where your people are going to be ahead of time in that area, and make an itinerary that is dedicated to you putting yourself. Even if you want to stay at a nice hotel, you know, still branch out and see where your people gonna be at, like what club they're gonna be at, or what excursion is popular for your people. So that's one thing I will say. Like, at my hotel, I stayed at a really nice hotel, really nice resort in Mexico. But there were other resorts that were like more like party oriented. And my hotel actually had a shuttle to go to the parties. They're called reunion parties. And that's where I ended up seeing all of the younger crowd, and the black people. So you kind of do your research for your itinerary. That's how you kind of want to tweak your itinerary, because you can still have both peace and luxury, and then go get you a little young, like, wild partying situation. Like, whatever you want to do, like, mix it in. Don't just pick a boring hotel and then just stay in a hotel and pout because you don't see no black people. Like, you gotta tweak it. If it's gonna be an issue for you, make sure it's not an issue for you. Find out where your people are and plan accordingly. Okay, so now this is not something necessarily I wish I would have known, but this is just a tip to you, because you're gonna be presented with the opportunity. If you're a beautiful woman, you're by yourself, you're gonna be presented with the opportunity to sleep with a random man on vacation, and that is something that I strongly suggest that you do not do. Do not go in no room with no man that you do not know and sleep with him, especially if there's drinking involved. You don't know what could go down. Like, you literally don't know if there's another man in the room hiding somewhere. You don't know. You're in another city, country, state by yourself, and you need to keep that in mind. And for two, did he pay for your trip, or did you pay for it by yourself? Did you spend all of your hard-earned money to go on a trip that you paid for to sleep with a man who didn't put a cent towards that? So he just got free. He just got some free. Come on now. If you ever needed a reason, that should be good enough. We're not giving out no free handouts, especially you done spent all this money to go on this trip by yourself just to give it up for free. Like, not saying somebody got to pay for it, but I'm just saying definitely don't give it for free. Hello. And yeah, like, you don't know how people get when they start drinking. You don't know if they can hear you saying no means no. You don't know these people at all. You could go in happy-go-lucky and come out with STD or STI or a baby. Who knows what could happen. If you're not on birth control, protection and stuff like that, anything can happen. So I strongly suggest you do not get caught up in the moment. Do not let these men seduce you. Do not sleep with random men on vacation. As a solo traveler, do not do that, especially. So yeah, let's get to the next one. I hate to have to say this. This is the next thing, y'all. The next thing I really hate to have to say, but solo vacation is not for people who cannot breathe without their friend, who cannot breathe without their boyfriend. Solo vacation is for free-spirited people who can do things on their own, who can operate on their own and still have fun, and spend time alone and still have fun. So if you never did anything by yourself, you never went nowhere by yourself, it's not a common thing for you to go places by yourself, go to restaurants by yourself, go to clubs by yourself, go to try workout events by yourself. Like, you're always constantly waiting on someone else to do something with you. You need to start there first. Not to say that you can never do a solo trip. You need to start there first. Go to the club by yourself. See how you feel. Drink. Mingle with people. Or at least try and see how you like it. Because that's going to give you a feel for how it's going to be when you're actually in another state, in another country, and you're by yourself. And you kind of you're forced to be social. So I would say definitely start taking yourself out on dates. If you're thinking about solo traveling, but you know you don't spend no time by yourself, get into the habit of that. Learn how to navigate, use your GPS, learn how to just practice navigating different places, like direction wise, walking places. Like, are you good with finding where to go? Like, are you just kind of just lollygagging, following behind everybody else on the trip? Like, you can't be that person on vacation. Like, you have to have some sense of direction. Like, it's necessary. You can't just turn your brain off how you would with your boyfriend, even though it's nice. Trust me, I'm good for it. I'm good for it to be the friend that's just like, la, 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 going over here next, la, 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 at this time. Like, I'm good to be that person, but you cannot do that on solo travel. Like, but I mean, feel free to ask for help, but you know, you got to do some things on your own first. So I will say that. Okay, so here's the next one. I hate to have to break it to y'all, but you're going to have to be okay with being stared at 24/7. If you staying at a real nice hotel, you young, you black, the white people finna be like, they literally literally finna be looking at you like this right here. And I'm not joking, the face and everything, like, especially if you got on some little tights. You got on some little tight shit. Like, you got everything sitting right, everything sitting nice. Them old people finna be like, yeah, and you know what you gonna do? You gonna be like, pose for the pictures. Yeah, like, you literally wave at them so they can know how silly they look staring at you, like they got, like, it's not rude. Like, that is something that you're gonna have to get used to, because they're not used to seeing people in the spaces that they in. But we finna start coming into those spaces, and that's just something that they're gonna have to be used to. So you gotta act like you used to it, like, hey, yeah, I'm here, what's poppin'? You just kind of gotta own it, be in your own world. Don't even, you know, pay them no mind, like, literally. But that is something that you're gonna have to get used to, is being stared at. And it's almost like it's not rude. It's almost like it's not taboo to stare on vacation. Like, it's almost like there's an exception for people to stare without guilt, without no type of is this wrong? This can't be wrong. Like, there's literally no shame in a game. Staring is a sport on vacation. Trust me. Especially if you stay in a real nice hotel and you one of the only black people walking around there. So that is something that it comes with. So just be prepared for that. Another tip, y'all. Another thing I wish I knew, and which I actually executed very well. The better your itinerary, the less alone you feel. When you're always on the move, you're always doing something. Oh, I got this at this time. I got this at this time. You're gonna forget that you're all alone. Like, you're literally gonna be ripping and running. You're not even gonna have time to think. Like, you're not even gonna have the time to text nobody. Like, I had a boy that was texting me while I was on my trip. Somebody had met on the airport. He texted me. 3-4 hours I went by. He ain't heard from me. Child, I literally was just caught up. Most of the time I was like drunk, but like, we never talk about that. But literally, and that's another thing. Take them shots. Take them shots. Take all the shots. Take all the shots. Take all the shots. Another tip I would say is to ask your hotel, especially if you're in another country, ask your hotel what is the safest way to get around. They're gonna know best, because they literally do this for a living, and they literally run across so many people. Like, they know how to stay safe, they know how to get around. So the best people that you're going to want to ask is the people at your hotel, and that is probably going to be your safest way to travel. Best thing you can do on vacation is listen to your gut. If something seems off, it probably is. If somebody's overly trying to get you to go somewhere and there's men involved, like if it's a girl, like if you feel like you're being lured somewhere, you probably are. Like, you probably are. If it's something that's kind of making you feel uncomfortable, there's probably a reason why you're feeling uncomfortable. So definitely listen to your gut. And everything, is better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be scary than in a bad situation. So if you ever feel a little bit off about something, don't do it. Do not do it. Your biggest hater on vacation, y'all, your biggest hater on vacation is going to be the airport staff, y'all. It's going to be the airport staff. It's going to be them older black ladies that are going to be picking at you about your bag, even though they know it's probably going to fit in the little personal item bag. They're going to be giving you a hard time. Your gate probably wasn't that far when they called you, like, but they're going to make you go all the way to the back of the line to get in, where you, even though the line is this big, they're going to make you go all the way to the back behind the person that you were just in front of, and then they're going to call your gate. Like, it's going to be so many things that these people are going to do to try to get you to miss your flight or try to get under your skin. Please ignore them people. They want to go to Mexico. They want to go to Aruba. They want to go to Italy, Spain. They want to go where you're going. And especially when they see you going by yourself, they're like, oh, where'd she get the money to go by herself? Oh, let me give her a hard time. Do not take it personally. These people just naturally have bad attitudes. I don't know how, because I'm assuming they get flight discounts. But I don't know. But them gonna be your biggest haters, I promise. But it's not personal. Most of the time they just doing their job, and sometimes they literally just be dead ass hating on you. Another tip that I actually did know, if you can, take public transportation to the airport. I took a train to get to the airport. I parked my car at a friend's house, and she ended up having like a train station. If there's a train station or a bus that goes to the airport, you could take that, y'all. It'd be $2. So instead of getting an Uber to go to the airport for $50-$40, take your butt to your nearest train station, your nearest bus, and go to the airport from there. Yeah, take public transportation to and from the airport. That literally saved me so much money. And another thing is, dude, if you know you're not staying for more than 5 days, if you staying for 4 days and less, do not get a check bag, because that's eating into your vacation time. The time that you have to spend waiting for your bag to come around is time that you could have been getting on your ride to go to your hotel. Take you a personal item bag or carry-on, even though that costs money. I took me a personal item bag. Let me show y'all my bag that I got, y'all. This is the bag that I took with me on vacation. Everything fit in this bag. Everything fit in this bag. When I say everything, I crammed everything into this little bag. And it was free for me to take that on vacation. It was free for me to take that on the plane, put it under the seat. I did not have to pay nothing extra, y'all. Cut your expenses in half if you can. If you know you only finna be wearing tank tops, bikini, sandals, all of that stuff can get crammed into a little bag and you can take it for free. So definitely just get a personal item bag. Do not get a checked bag. Do not be looking crazy on vacation when your luggage does not make it because they done lost your stuff. Like, you don't want to end up in that situation, especially if it's like a birthday trip or something. Imagine you on your birthday trip and your luggage has been left. Like, imagine that. So this next one might seem kind of random, but I promise you it's not, because I have heard so many stories, y'all. But make sure you are in good health when you go on vacation by yourself. If you were solo traveling, you are the only person responsible if something happens to you with your health. If you have a toothache and you've been having this toothache for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and you kind of just been letting it, taking pain medications, next thing you know, you get on vacation, your whole face, the whole side of your face is swelled up and you can't do nothing about it because you're on vacation, and now you can't even enjoy your vacation. Now you got to find out if you can go to the hospital, if you got enough money to pay, if they accept your insurance, which they probably won't sometimes. Like, you do not want to be in a situation to where your health is at risk during vacation. So if you got any type of sickness, anything that you've been ignoring, headaches, constant headaches, all of the things that come along with traveling can spark up problems with your health. Like all the walking you have to do on vacation, long flights, sitting for long periods of time, sometimes that sparks up health concerns. Like, you want to make sure you are in your best shape, your best health before you go on a solo vacation, because you are responsible for yourself if something happens to you. So just make sure you try to eliminate all health issues. And the last one is set your alarms in advance. Make sure you're in the right time zone on your phone, because sometimes it doesn't always switch over. Make sure you're in the right time zone. Like, when I went on my trip to Mexico, I literally was an hour ahead. So I'm over here thinking, I ain't got time for this, I ain't got time for that. Whole time I'm an hour ahead and I'm early to everything. I'm early to my excursions. Like, so it actually worked out perfectly. But imagine you an hour behind and your phone ain't caught up. Like, don't be that girl that'll miss something because you in a different time zone on your phone. Set your alarms in advance. I do not want a drunk night, a lit night to be the reason why you're missing your excursions that you done paid for. You are the only person responsible for waking yourself up in the morning, y'all. I recommend getting your sleep schedule right. If you know you're not a morning person, start waking up 2 weeks before at 7 a.m. Start waking up early every morning until your trip, so that way your body is awake, your body's used to being up. Well, it depends on where you're going at, honestly. But just, make sure you get your ass up, because yeah, you do not want to miss an excursion. I promise you, it's gonna be one night when you so busted and you forgot to set your alarm. Set your alarm the day before. Set your alarm that morning before you even put a shot to your mouth. Set your alarm before that the day of their excursions, because you're gonna miss it. Like, I literally made my excursion by the skin on my teeth, but because I was an hour ahead, that's the only reason I made my excursion, y'all. Because I woke up late. I literally woke up like, oh my god, and I had to brush and put everything on because I didn't set no alarm, because I'm thinking that I was gonna be able to do it that night, and I did not. So yeah, y'all, that's some tips. If y'all want to get down to the nitty-gritty on like booking and like things I wish I knew about that, comment down below, let me know. But this is kind of like the emotional side of and the social side of solo traveling. So if y'all want like the tips, comment down below and say tips, say something, y'all. Comment, y'all. I told y'all the giveaway is coming up, and it's going to the top commenters, to the people who are subscribed. Those are the people who will be able to enter the giveaways. It's gonna be a cash prize, y'all. So comment, like this video, subscribe, and yeah, bye. I'll see y'all in the next one.